Hello, my name is Kristen, and I am obsessed with all things play-based and child-led learning. Truly obsessed. I am here to help you navigate the messy and the magical on your journey to a play-based program. It is truly magical on the other side, and I want you to feel each day what I feel when I walk into my classroom. I am the homeschool mama to 4. I'm the founder of a play and nature-based preschool and forest school, and I am here to cheer you on. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's get going. Hey, it's been a while since I have released a podcast. Been working on something really cool, and I'm going to tell you about it in a little while. But in this podcast, I want to outline 3 things that I think are essential for starting your own program. I get asked all the time, how did you start your program? Or I really want to start a program, but I don't know how. And I think that there are 3 basic, but not so basic, things that need to be in place in order for you to start that journey of starting your own program. So I'm going to give you a backstory of my program and how it started. And then I'm going to give you the top 3 things that I think are essential for starting your own program. I started my own program 7 years ago. Well, the process actually started about 8 years ago. And if you've listened to any of my podcasts, you know that I was more in a traditional preschool program. I saw that our community could use something different. I saw that my own children in my own life needed something different than what was being offered in our community. And I decided to go for it. I have always been an entrepreneur. I've always been somebody who takes the bull by the horns, and if there isn't something available, I make it available. Try to find out how to make it available. About 8 years, maybe a little bit more, 8 years ago, I was working in a church as their Christian education director, and one end of the building was empty and hadn't been used for really anything other than Sunday school classes on Sunday. And the pastor at the time knew that I was teaching preschool and came up to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about opening a preschool here?" And I looked at him and I was like, I have no idea how to do that. I have no clue. I don't know any of the logistics behind anything about opening a business, much less a childcare center. And so I sat on that. I sat on it for about 6 months. And during that 6 months, I did a lot of searching. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of my own research. And I was a mom of 3 at the time and was recognizing that there was some gaps for my own children in our community and realized that I had the opportunity to be able to help fill those gaps for our community. I was realizing that our children didn't get to spend time outdoors in an unstructured but supported environment for young children, because all of the children in our community go into the building and they maybe come out for a 15 to 20 minute recess time, and then they go back into the building. And that is what is available in our community for early childhood or for elementary school. So I recognized that if I wanted this for my children, I had the capacity to do it, and I was going to go for it. So I went back to the pastor and I said, "I'm ready." He said, "Okay, how are you going to do it?" I'm like, "I still have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it out." And so I did probably another 6 months worth of research and just getting all of the things written down. I looked at all of the other childcare programs in our area and what they were offering and their hours. And I was recognizing that preschool options for children in our community were very much needed, but half-day preschool options were hard for parents to be able to transport back and forth. So I knew I needed to do a full-day program. I knew they needed to get outside. And then I just started Googling and looking and Instagramming and finding all of the things to fit under what I was hoping to create. And I stumbled upon nature preschools. And I was like, aha, this is it. This is what our community needs. There's nothing else like it. And we need this. And so that was what flew me into a trajectory of figuring out how to open a nature preschool. So I had to present at the time, the church, and I had no money in my pocket. The church was not really wanting to finance or fund a preschool. They didn't want to take a leap of faith. And so I was left with really my only option was to create a nonprofit organization and talk it up so much that everybody wanted to be a part of it and we could get it funded. So I did that. And I will tell you how, and I'm going to tell you at the end of this how that came about. But that was its whole own process. So we became a nonprofit and started the journey, the 1.5 year long journey to opening a nature preschool. So that was my journey. And there was a combination of 3 things that happened there that I think is what started us out on a path that is successful and in need and in want in our community. So the first element that I believe was in place was a reason. I had a reason to open this program. I wanted something more for my own children. I recognized that there was something lacking in their lives. There was no way that I could fulfill it if I was sending them to any of these other programs. And so I had a reason. That's the number one thing. You need a reason. There is a reason why you are having this yearning to create your own program. There's a reason why your community needs what you have to offer. There is a reason, and mine was my own children. The second thing that I think was in place and necessary to creating a successful early childhood program was a niche or a niche, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it niche. We have a niche. We are a nature preschool, and now we've added forest school. We are a nature preschool in Minnesota, in the cold. Nobody else wants to do that. We are the crazy ones who do. But it was something that was needed by many families, something that was wanted by many families. It was a niche. It was something different than anything else that was offered in the community. Completely different. We have our own little pocket of families. We have our own little pocket of people. We attract our own set of people. There are some people that are like, nature is not for our family, and that is fine. Our niche is not going to fit everybody, and we recognize that. We know that not everybody will be searching out a nature preschool, and that's what a niche is. A niche is a little pocket that you can corner in a market that is all your own. So what could that niche be for you? That could be a Reggio influence program. That could be a forest school. That could be a farm daycare. That could be a farm childcare center. That could be a nature preschool. That could be a Montessori philosophy. That could be, so there's all sorts of different avenues that you can go in a niche. Figure out what your community could use and pair that with your own attitudes, your own passion, your own interests, and you will create something magical. The last thing that I think is super, super important for opening your own program is a combination of grit, determination, and passion. If I wouldn't have had those things, I would not be here. I had a passion. I had a passion that young children learn through play. I still do, and that young children need to be outdoors. That is my passion. That is what our community needs. That's what I believe all children need. And because I am passionate about that, it shows. I talk about it. I write about it. I preach it. I live it. And it's contagious when you're passionate about something. You also have to have determination. You have to be determined that you can do this. You have to say in your brain, I can do this. And I think that is a holdback for a lot of people. They're like, I don't think I can do this, or I don't know if I can do this. You know what? I didn't know half the time if I could do it either, but I was determined to do it anyway. And there are ways when you are determined, even if you don't know how to do something, there are ways to figure out how to do something, whether that's bringing other people on or spending a day researching something or checking out a book at the library. So determination is going to get you a long way. And then grit. There will be a lot of ups and downs on the road, on the path to creating a successful program. I'm not sugarcoating it. It was a difficult process, but I have had a hand in changing hundreds of children's lives because of the program that we have. And so grit, being able to persevere through the hardships, and hey, I cried. There were many times that I cried. There were many times that I rejoiced. And you have to have grit to be able to get through that. You have to be able to stand back up and say, okay, let me at 'em. I got this. So grit, determination, passion. So those are the 3 biggest reasons why I think my program is successful and how I got to be where I am today. Now, I have spent like the last month creating a resource for you if you have ever thought about opening your own program. If it's something in the back of your mind or if it's something that you're starting right now, I have created a mini course for you, and it is about 11 lessons, I believe, all about the process that I use, the blueprint that I went through to get to opening my own successful program, from the idea to registering kids. And I think it could be super helpful for anyone who has ever dreamed about having their own program or is working for somebody else and is super stressed out, who wants to be able to make their own decisions and give the children in their community something that's developmentally appropriate. It could be for you if you are working in a system that you know is not doing the 100% right thing for children, allowing them play and time for discovery and time to be 3, time to be 4, time to be 5, or infants or toddlers, whatever age group you're working with. This program can help you get out of whatever you might be stuck in, whether it's a program that you don't agree with the philosophy, or maybe you're stuck in a vicious cycle of like, I don't know how to do that. I don't have a degree. I can't do that. This program, this mini course will help walk you through that. And so I'm going to link it down in the podcast notes. If you're interested, you can take a peek. And I hope that something in this podcast resonated with you today. Send me a message. Let me know where you're at in your journey. Are you working for somebody else, wanting to work for yourself, don't know where to start? Send me a message and check out the program, because I think you'll find it packed with a lot of good ideas, motivation, inspiration to get you on the road to creating your own successful program. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. It is snowing here in Minnesota. We have like 5 inches on the ground already, and it's October. Yuck. Get outside and play. Hey, I need you to do me a huge, 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 huge favor. If you liked listening and you want to be able to hear more, can you please go onto iTunes and leave me a 5-star review? I would so appreciate it. And then connect with me on Instagram. It's learning.wild. We'll see you around.